Life Drawing by Alexander Rishkin. Let's continue with tonal rendering. The core shadow separates the two planes of the chest muscle and acts as the border between the shadow and light areas of the chest. Core shadows are important elements of tonal drawing. Because they usually appear in places where planes change their direction, core shadows describe three-dimensional volumes of an object. There are different approaches in life drawing. If you have more time, you can describe in tonal values not only the big masses, but also explain separate muscles, as well as different portions of those muscles. Needless to say, only by knowing human anatomy will you be able to do so. Some of the best examples of such anatomical drawing are left by one of the best artists who ever lived, Michelangelo. You can search the internet for high-resolution pictures of his drawings and analyze them. You will find that observation alone would not be enough to make such drawings. He spent considerable time and effort learning human anatomy, which enabled him to create his masterpieces. To make a drawing more interesting and convincing, an artist sometimes renders tonal values not as they appear on the model, but describes in tones what one knows about the anatomy of those parts. This comes back to the statement that a proficient artist draws not what one sees, but what one knows. This is very apparent when you examine of Michelangelo's life drawing. For example, in this drawing, I purposefully exaggerated the tonal values of some borders between planes, and I render in lighter tones areas that do not contribute information about the body structure. Although it is not exactly how tonal values are seen on the model, this draws the viewer's attention to places that describe models' shapes more vividly. You can learn such an approach from the old masters such as Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Rubens, and many others. If you feel that your knowledge of anatomy could be improved, check out the Anatomy Masterclass, where you can learn fast anatomy for artists in the comfort of your home. Here's another tip for life drawing. If you render with the same intensity the whole plane from the beginning to the end, you will flatten the piece and make it dull. It is better to pay some attention to shading the beginning of the area and then gradually easing out rendering to the middle of the plane. It doesn't mean you should ignore the middle, just don't overdo it. This creates an illusion of perspective.